Every time. Good afternoon and evening, everybody. Welcome to the NoDQ.com Wrestling Trivia Challenge post-game show here on the Jeff Meacham Network. I am, of course, Jeff Meacham. If you don't know that already, I don't know what the hell you're doing, to be honest with you, because you're just not paying attention. But another Friday in the books. Tell you what, another Wrestling Trivia Challenge in the can, if you will. And once again, Greg Cherry retains the championship. What else is new? No real shock there. I'm going to give Greg a chance to get set up here. Let's see what we got here. Mikey's here. He's not here on camera today. He's out running errands, doing his thing, but he is in a spot where he can watch. So, Mikey, we're glad you're here. We appreciate you doing our count, as we always do. So everybody's here. Let's see. Car Apocalypse, where's the beer vendor at? That's a good question. Maybe we need to get a beer sponsor for this show, although Greg doesn't drink, so it'd be more of a Jeff gets drunk, which probably wouldn't be a good idea for Jeff to be drunk during the show thing, but we'll see what happens there. No Red Hots, no spicy. Peanuts okay, no Red Hots. Let's see, ice cold beer, there we go. Chris Cass with an interesting question, and with that question, I will bring in the champion. When is Greg going to face some real competition instead of a bunch of jobbers? Well, Greg, what do you say to that, sir?
Well, I'll face some real competition when some real competition shows up. That's what's going to happen. But
that's it, exactly.
Don't worry. We got some good people lined up in future episodes. And, you know, I've said it before. If I get to 1,000,
right,
I want to do another tournament. Because the first tournament brought out an incredible challenge in Mark Moffat.
Yes.
Who nearly took the title from me last year.
Yep.
So I think it was overall successful, and I would like to bring that idea back. Maybe bring in some new people that haven't participated and bring in some old favorites that were actually very good at the show. So the idea is if I get to 1,000, and if somebody beats me before 1,000, then there's your competition, and they took the title from me.
There you go. No, Paul, you're not a jobber. Chris, I guess Chris missed that episode. He actually did very well. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Pulled up 5 right. It was 10-5.
Right.
Which was also the same score that former champion David Diaz got on me, was 10-5. So I don't consider a score of 5 being a jobber. It's just that I'm blowing out.
No. Kobe with the comment of the afternoon so far. Greg Cherry is the Bruno Sammartino of WTC. There you go.
I mean, it's a Pittsburgh thing. It really is.
It's got to be a Pittsburgh thing. I'm so glad you caught that because I was going to see if you did. And, I'm not surprised one bit. So there you go. Mikey with I thought the same about tournament. Yeah, we haven't really talked about that with Mikey. Yeah, we're going to, if 1,000 is reached, and again, as mentioned on today's show, December 4th is the day.
Yeah.
So Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, which is a dark day for all of us at retail anyway. If Greg gets past that episode, if he gets there and past that episode, when we go on the air on December 11th, we will have a championship announcement, celebration, all that happy jazz. So
yeah, because we probably won't have an actual episode on Christmas.
No,
it's Christmas Day, so
right.
We would probably start the tournament whatever 2 weeks after that would be, and we might run every week because there's a lot of matches to get through in the tournament.
Right.
But we'll get there when we get there. We're still about 5-6 months off from that. I still gotta make it there first.
Right. Now, also keep in mind everybody's dinging like crazy here about this show. Let's see where are we. I don't know where my thing is for my phone, so it's right here. The tournament, I would think, and this is totally up to you, but I would think we would have quote unquote fresh meat in the tournament as far as people we haven't had yet, or what do you think?
I'm fine with that. I would reach out to people. I think I would reach out to some of the people who have been on the Quizlemania show.
Okay.
I know Brian Zane's been on there, and he's been in the tournament before. He's been involved with Wrestling Trivia Challenge and whatnot. He nearly took the title from me also. And I would like to I would like to bring in people who know a lot about wrestling. We want to get those viewers, see who we can put in the tournament, and we go from there. It really depends on availability and interest and all that stuff, because somebody's going to have to take me down, right?
Eventually,
you would think, but maybe I'm that good that nobody can.
It's a law of averages. Eventually everybody has a chink in that armor, right? I mean, I did, and it happened, and it was you, and and then we spent the next year or so going back and forth, and it was what it was, and it was an amazing rivalry. And people go, we need to go back in. I'm like, when Greg is dead, I'm not going near that shit anymore. I'm good, thank you very much.
You don't want to do the tournament if we get that far?
I'll tell you what. If the tournament happens, I will enter myself in the tournament.
There you go.
Now, Carpocalypse says, and I quote, people talk smack till the camera is on them and the timer is ticking. Yeah, it's you guys don't. I mean, okay, granted, I can't say that because I've been sitting in front of the camera in one way or other for most of the last 3 years, right? But when that red light is on, if you will, the proverbial red light, and the clock is ticking, your heart starts a pumping and you get freaked. So it's all a matter of grace under fire, as the old Brett Butler show went. You have to know your limitations on under pressure. Now, Chris Cass is saying the timer's been on him many times. Chris, I know you're watching because you're commenting. You have me on Facebook, I'm pretty sure anyway. Email me or message me. Let me know your availability any day of the week, Monday through Friday, between 10 a.m. and like 4 p.m. Pacific time. If you have an availability that works with Greg and works with me, we will line you up.
Hey, hold on. Cass has already had his shot. I'm speaking for the tournament because. Oh. And it's not a knock to Cass because this legendary reign almost never happened because Cass was my first opponent.
Right.
I just want to make a point that Cass will get his shot. He's had his shot at the title. He's been champion before, and he was in the tournament before. I want to give him another shot in the tournament to work his way through because I know he can do it. He's got the ability and stuff.
Right.
So. I don't want to give him the one-on-one match because I've been denying David Diaz the same thing.
Right.
I put him in the tournament too because, former champion. So it's not that I'm scared of Cass because I've beaten him twice, but I want to make sure everybody has a fair opportunity for it. Including me, because I've been in there many times. So Chris even said, if Jeff's in the tournament, dude, you're in. That's fine. Yeah, Cass, you're in. That's not a question. Right. Okay. Mikey is asking for the link to the show, so I will send him the link to the show if I can find the damn invite button. That's always fun. And then that way we can kick off 2021 with a tournament. And again, this is assuming I make it that far. Right. Yeah. I mean, this is all, freaking conjecture and hearsay if Road to 1,000 doesn't reach 1,000. So, that's right. The key. We got to get there. So, Report Card Radio. I love I just watched the first post show. I love the new post show. Yeah, it's one of those things where I was looking for content and bored on a Friday. And, we've got the show up anyway on Greg's channel, so might as well do the post game show and get everybody in here and talk about what we saw today and what we're going to see in a couple weeks and what else is coming up on my channel, and so. Yeah, I agree with Chris. After this year, 2021 feels like forever. Yeah, we cannot get to December 31st near damn fast enough. Oh, my God. 2020 has been 17 years long. I was going to say, yeah. Greg's been champion for 500 years. Jesus. Jeff, I can join. I'd like to be in the tournament. Again, we got to get there first. But, we got to get there. I got to make it to 1,000 before the tournament even comes into play. So, well, look who's watching. Hey, Bailey. By the way, you can buy this shirt at the Greg Cherry brand on Teespring because it's definitely worth a buy. I'm not gonna wear it where I'm going today after the show because I'm going up to the other house and don't need that drama. But so who's quit texting me? I'm on the air. I'm on the air. It's 4:00 on Friday or 3:30, whatever the hell time it is. Anyway, so let's see. I honestly thought about the same too, but Jeff, Greg, your schedule is working with the bi-weekly trivia that Dad's. Well, right. That's the thing. I'm trying to, balance because JJ didn't want to do
dads every week, and we didn't want to do trivia every week. And I thought, well, that just makes it real easy then.
Yeah,
it's almost like it was fait accompli that okay, we have a show every other week, either on my channel or on Greg's channel. So it works out. And honestly, as much as people have been clamoring for more Jeff Meacham, I know that too much of a good thing is never a good thing. So I didn't want to oversaturate the Meachness. So all right, Mikey's here. Come on in, Mike. What's up, brother?
Hey, hello, my internet fans. I'm hearing all this tournament talk, and I've got a couple of suggestions.
Oh, well, by all means.
Number one, everybody who wants to come in has to take a test to see where they rank, and that way the brackets will be filled out.
Jeopardy style. I like that.
With exception, like if they're brand new, unless they're like otherwise proven, I agree with that.
Right, like me, David, Cass, previous champions, they get not a bye because a bye is a strong word, but kind of
like an automatic pass into the
automatic seed. There you go. There we go.
And we can discuss this in our private chat meetings too on everything else.
Right.
And two, I'm just going to throw my name out in the hat. If you'd like to enter the tournament, I would like to volunteer and try and host one.
Well, the thing with the tournament is, if there is a tournament, that means Greg will not be involved. So Greg will be the default host.
I'm talking about you.
Yeah.
I understand. Let me talk.
Well, maybe we can even split the duties if you're okay with that.
I appreciate the offer, but the last time we had a tournament, Greg hosted. It went very well. It was a very well-oiled machine. We did that very well, and I ended up having very little editing to do, as did Aaron. So it was just perfect. So, and plus, that way Greg gets a firsthand look in the. Look at the competition. Now, Cass has an interesting point. Cass is just stirring it. Greg being a seed sounds interesting. Having Greg defend the title during the tournament. Well, that'd be PWG DDT4 style. We're not doing that. So
yeah.
If Greg gets to 1,000 days, and granted, people, he didn't defend the title for almost a year. We had it out there. Email Jeff, email Aaron, email Greg, step up. And with the exception of a few people, nobody stepped up. And when they did step up, they weren't available to film on Pick the Day Here. So that's why Greg is now scheduled. It's every 2 weeks. The show goes up. We're doing episodes every 2 weeks. That way there's a consistent schedule and there's no dramatics. So it's, it's dramatic enough filming these shows. Trust me. So I promise you, if Greg gets to 1,000, I have no problem whatsoever with him being the host. And Mikey, we honestly need you for the what do you call it, the count, the eye in the sky, because
I was also going to say, since I was a former competitor, I don't think it would be fair that I try my luck for a second time. I want to give
That's not true.
That's true at all. We're having plenty of repeat challengers come into the tournament. So
I think we should scout, because I want this tournament to be better than the last one.
Right.
And again, all hearsay, because I got to make it there first. But if we do, in fact, make it, I want this tournament to be so star-studded that the channel just blows up with interest.
Right. Exactly. That's
what I want. I want to bring in the big names to post the stuff on their show and be like, hey, I am in this wrestling trivia tournament. Go check it out. Blah, 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 blah. Right. And everybody involved wins.
Right. Exactly.
That's what I want.
Exactly.
They don't win there, but they win as far as the involvement.
Well, Mike,
he's got the gears turning in my head. I'm formulating a plan.
A plan is forming. That was for Jay. All right, so Mikey, Stepboy, question for you. At what pay-per-view did Bret Hart defeat Owen Hart in a steel cage match?
Oh, geez, that's an easy one.
That's an easy one. That's SummerSlam 95.
94.
That is incorrect.
It's 94.
Oh.
95, Greg would know because he was at.
I was at 95 in Pittsburgh, yep.
That was Diesel versus Mabel.
Shawn and Razor saved that show. Okay?
Yeah. Well, right. Yeah. Brett, unfortunately for Brett, was in a match with
Isaac Yanko.
Not quite yet. Kane, Glenn Jacobs.
Yeah.
So,
That was
and you know, Chris makes a very good point, and I'm going to throw it up there. Hosting is a lot more pressure than you think. Coming up with 200 questions for a season was hard enough for me, including making sure they weren't asked before.
Dude,
That's the thing.
I get it. Because I had to do it twice. I had to do it for season 3, and I had to do it for the tournament. So I completely understand that.
Yeah. Put it this way, Mikey, God bless him, is offering me questions during his bookmaking, and I'm like, dude, these are good. It's good stuff, but I can't ask 20 questions in a show between 2004 and late 2004. It's you know, I gotta mix the bag quite a bit. So what I've been doing with with the show coming up in a couple weeks and then beyond is trying to pick around the day the show airs. Like, for example, in 2 weeks, we're on the 26th of June. So I'm trying to pick, 4th of July style questions or, summer questions or King of the Ring questions or whatever. Just trying to mix the bag up. That way it's more mixed up than just one specific person or thing or whatever, but it's still relevant to the cause.
And before anybody gets like super frustrated, be like, "Oh, you're giving Greg an answer." He does that with 1 out of 20 questions. So chill.
Right. Yeah. I haven't been, okay, we'll see. King of the Ring 93, 94. No, that's not. No, that's too easy. All right, here we go. Let's see. Season 5 was a personal nightmare at time. Yeah, it was. Season 5 was bad shit.
I like season 5.
Well, I know you do.
Hey, season 5 had the finale with me and Brian Zane. So
exactly. There you go. Let's see. Paul Mead, I submitted some questions and can't wait to see if Greg knows where'd it go. Them. I haven't watched the Taste episode yet, so I don't know if they were asked today. Well, get on that, Paul. Watch a show. Buy a shirt. Let's see.
I did.
Mikey did. See, Mikey did. I bought the Bailey shirt or the Henderson Hottie shirt. Greg's got his shirt displaying there, digging it the most. I'm looking for the King of the Ring reviews on dads. That'll be next week. Next Friday in this time slot, actually. Right around, probably around this time, because I'm trying to lead into SmackDown next week. So it'll probably be around 3:30. I think it's scheduled already. I'm not sure what it says on the YouTube because I'm just not on my YouTube right now. But let's see what's up here. That's how I do my local hosting gig. It's usually themed to the Big Four. There you go. So, if you're in June or July, you've got King of the Ring. You've got, spring, you've got WrestleMania. If you got summer, SummerSlam. And it's not difficult. However, I'm also trying to, not make it just WWE centered, which is why today's show had WCW questions up the ass today. Because it's, I want to make sure I got some WCW stuff in too. Because whether we like it or not, WCW is part of history. So, it's got to make sure we get in there. I like Ryan's question. Comment. WTC has always been my favorite no DQ content. It brings that nostalgic element of wrestling, and the competition is awesome. We appreciate that, Ryan. Aaron, I wouldn't say me because Aaron kind of came to me and I went sure. Kind of like XMV back in the day. I just kind of went sure, but Aaron had the idea to have a trivia thing because trivia is really popular. Trivia is a big thing in wrestling. People like to see other people either get stumped or know stuff they think they know, or it's a trivia is always a popular thing in pop culture, whether it's sports or entertainment or anything. So it was really cool. Here we go. RCR says, "Okay, Stat Boy, what was the name?" Okay, hang on. Okay. Yeah. He wrote it funny, but yeah, the answer is Leif Cassidy. Al Snow, folks. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. He says fix it up for him. What season anniversary challenge? We're actually not really counting this as a season number. It's kind of like a reboot, I guess, because I think it was we moved channels, so it's
it's kind of like Scrubs season 9, except good.
Right. Right. I didn't watch WWE until 2002. I watched WWE from 94 to 01. Well, then you are missing out. You need to go back.
He was rattling off those WCW answers.
He was. He really was.
And like knowing random stuff like Z Gangsta was Zuzu.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I was shocked at that one. That was crazy.
I blanked him for some reason. Thought the Z Man. I was like, no, that was Tom Zink. You idiot.
Yes. It's scary that Tom Zink is not alive anymore, but Tiny Lister is. That just blows my mind. Anyway, WTC is what brought me in. This from Chris Cass. I knew of No DQ, but never really followed until someone linked me to WTC, and I was like, I could beat Jeff. I'm gonna email Aaron. Sure enough, he did. So
He did.
You know,
He did.
there you go.
And you guys put on one of the best matches in the history of the show.
Yeah, I kind of people get on my case for seeming cocky during those shows. You guys have no idea how drenched in sweat I was when the camera turned off, and I had to go like hose myself down pretty much in the shower because it was so brain challenging and so nerve-wracking. I don't envy anybody being in that chair in Oil City with that belt over your shoulder right now, because it's as much as I enjoy the thrill of competition and the adrenaline rush, I am just as a host as I was as champion. There's a couple of shows coming up the next couple of weeks where I'm going, I don't know if these guys are good, and these guys know their stuff. People always, they're not screaming, these blowouts and what. We're screening these guys. They know their shit. It's just a matter of sitting down in front of the camera with the lights on bright. So,
and if you're wondering what episode I'm talking about, season 3, episode 5 is the match where the two of them went to overtime.
Yeah.
And trust me, from somebody who's been in the overtime position 4 times, it is nerve-wracking.
No, and the way we have overtime set up now, a tiebreaker without a spoiler, because we actually haven't used it yet as of today. It's basically we just say list of,
and that's the way we did it for that episode, because I liked it better than the way Aaron had it set up.
Yeah.
Not Aaron, because it was just like question, like it just kept going. It's like
right.
You need something different, and I thought using that version of the tiebreaker.
Right.
Like
I'm being challenged.
You're being challenged? Where are you being challenged?
In the chat.
Why?
Here we go. RCR wants to, dude, hey, I got no problem hosting an exhibition on my channel. That's fine.
Book it. All
right. RCR, message me on Facebook.
I mean, we can put it on my channel too, in case I have an off week of.
This is true.
Because it doesn't always have to be this wonderful Pennsylvanian face. It can be somebody else.
That's sensational Pennsylvanian face.
Yes, exactly.
That's right. So Chris Cass with the quote. There we go. Say it again, Mikey.
Book it before I have to go back to work.
So now, good. Okay. I never knew how quick my head could blank until the Survivor Series 2015 tournament. Yeah, no kidding. Like that just happened, and we're all like,
And I thought it was like recent enough that it's like, okay, you guys should know some of it. Some of them might be a little tricky to get, but
right. It's amazing, and I've noticed this throughout my reigns and hosting. We have blocked out the last roughly 10 years of WWE because it's been continually going downhill pretty much since the summer of Punk ended. So 9 years. Like, it's been good, but not great. And then there's been just like periods of absolute crap. And for those of you who don't read the news, spoiler alert, with Paul Heyman now not in charge of Raw anymore and Bruce in charge of everything, I'm a little worried, I got to say. So I like Bruce. Bruce is a creative dude. I've interacted with Bruce Pritchard a couple times. He's got a good mind. I just worry about the overall quality of the product. People are saying, "Oh, Raw sucked." Like, dude, the whole product is just not doing well, not because of anything other than lack of crowd. And they all, it doesn't make a difference because there's, you try booking a 3-hour cinematic show with very little crowd support and no real reaction to what you're doing. It's difficult as hell. And again, I'm not trying to claw up Vince McMahon's ass, because Lord knows I haven't done that in the last 18 years. But it has to be daunting for him and Bruce and Paul when he was there, and the other Paul. Let's be honest. It's so it's got to be a pain in their ass to try to come up with this shit and not have that immediate reaction to sponge off of.
Yeah, I mean the crowdless shows, it is very tough. But I think we should, and of course I don't have a say over it. I'm just a contestant. We probably should do like some more relatively recent stuff. But
We should, and I'm trying my best to do a mix of two, but you know, it's one of those things. Chris cast a couple of comments. First, he says exhibitions would be a blast. That was a little bit of the fun of the tournament, seeing random new matches. Exactly. You know, that's thing we've been trying to find the balance of in our own heads, Greg and I. It's okay. Greg is still the champ. He is the man. But are we putting out too much cherry juice? Are we? It's, you know, and that's the thing. It's, you know, that's why we're doing it every other week. That way we're not having, you know, all Greg all the time on with me next to him or whatever. You get that on Wednesdays as it is. So, you know, Fridays it's, you know, Greg and Jeff, and then it's Greg and JJ, Jeff and JJ on my channel, on this channel. So we go back and forth. We're trying to balance out the stuff. So, and he says it's true, Jeff. The last 10 years almost seem like a blur. Yeah, the fact that my son is 12 is still just to me. Like when we did his birthday in April, we did his 6th grade promotion this week, and I'm just like, did that actually happen? Like, are we 10 years into? It's a new decade already. It's crazy. Ryan with the comment, and I forget her name, and I'm an asshole for doing it, Greg, so help me out here. Can't believe I forgot to mention, but the girl doing the voiceovers is the rules is about to get a call to the big leagues. That was a phenomenal voiceover.
Sarah.
Yep.
Right. So, yeah, she was on
HQ Trivia.
HQ Trivia, thank you. Yeah, she's
already hit the big leagues, so you know.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. She's given us the rub, if anything. Good grief.
Yeah.
She's an amazing talent. She's got a great voice for this stuff, and I follow her on Instagram, and I am not mad at that for a minute. She's wonderful. She's great, and I can't recommend following her stuff enough. So she's awesome, and we appreciate Sarah doing the voiceover for our rules, because you know, trying to off the top of my head every freaking week, just crazy. What's my cash? What does that mean, RCR? What's my Cash App up? I don't understand what that means.
Cash App? I guess
Yeah.
You can send people money through that, I guess.
Oh, PayPal me. Wait till your son knows more about the recent stuff and beats Greg. Yeah, right.
I'll challenge my nephew.
I doubt it.
When Dylan turns 18 and Greg is how old he is in 6 years, then we'll see what happens.
I still doubt it can beat me. My mind's not doing that. My mind's not
No,
doing that.
and you know, to be fair, he hasn't watched a whole lot until the last year or so, because that was a point of consternation between his mother and I, whether he was watching or not. So Mania was his first event back in a while. What?
Do you remember he once ranted with me and he actually did a better job than I did?
Yes. I also remember him doing a very similar video to the one Greg did with the entrance video, music, and poses.
And
I think, of course, I do that on my stream anyway. I say I do
Right.
in practice. Like, I do that on my stream. Check it out on Aaron's channel. I bring this lovely thing.
Yep. Here we go. Here, I think we used this on a show, whether it was me or you or somebody as champion, Greg. But let's see if Mikey knows.
Okay.
Which WWF superstar made their WWF debut at Survivor Series using Kurt Angle's future theme?
Oh, that's easy.
That's the Patriot.
Very good, sir.
Yep.
Calvin's here. Say hi to Calvin, everybody. Hello, Calvin. Thank you for coming aboard. You're a little late because we're actually getting ready to wrap up here, about 9 minutes or so, give or take. Just wrapping things up. But I don't know why I did the goalless thing this time. It was kind of weird. But anyway, let's see where we got here. First of all, I want to give a plug because it's a big show, really big shoe, coming up next week on the Aaron Smith No DQ brand channel. Episode 100 of the No DQ review this coming Thursday. I will be there. I believe Greg will be there. The dog will be there barking because that's just the way life
I might
works.
be there. But
Greg might be there. Mikey can watch, and here you go. Let's see what we got here. What else? Monday. Yeah, so that's next Thursday. That's coming Thursday. Monday, of course, Talk Wrestling on this channel at 6 p.m., not 7 now Eastern, because, well, I don't want to involve my family in the conversation like the dog is doing right now. So that's Monday. Tuesday, I'm off because I just take the day off. Wednesday, Greg and I are back with Wrestling Rewind, NWA TNA Episode 1 on pay-per-view, June 19, 2002. Yes, that is Ken Shamrock with the 10 pounds of gold. No, I did not Photoshop any of that except the logos. So that is a real thing. So stay tuned for that episode. And it's on their YouTube. So check out Impact Wrestling's YouTube on Wednesday. We'll put the link up when we get there. And then next Friday in this time slot, right around 3:30 or so Pacific, 6:30 Eastern, JJ and I are back with Dads on Wrestling and the top 10 tournament matches and non-tournament pay-per-view matches from the history of the King of the Ring. So that's coming up this week on the Jeff Meacham channel. Greg, of course, will be on Aaron's channel this coming Saturday or Sunday.
Not sure yet. This weekend. Just follow me on Twitter at Greg Cherry Brand.
At Cherry Brand on Twitter, as well as Instagram. You can find his imagery on Instagram. Greg Cherry Brand on YouTube. You just saw on the Wrestling Trivia Challenge. If you weren't there, shame on you. Go subscribe right now. You get that little bell to go off, and off to the races you go. But either day this coming weekend, Greg will have his live stream, and it leads into either way Backlash, which of course is this Sunday on pay-per-view on the WWE Network. The greatest wrestling match ever between Edge and Orton, as well as other quality matchups we have lined up, or WWE has lined up, I should say. Buy the shirt, as we say every day. All these designs, varieties, and much more exclusively at teespring.com/store/Greg Cherry Brand. You can find the shirt I'm wearing, the Henderson Hottie shirt, Mikey's shirt, Style by Proof shirt, a litany of Greg Cherry Brand and Wrestling Trivia Challenge centric t-shirts, and so much more. Pretty much everybody on the No DQ channel, except for Aaron and myself, has their own Greg Cherry Brand design. So it's the dude knows what he's doing, and he's not just a trivia expert. He's also a hell of a graphic arts designer. So there you go. So buy his shirts, buy every shirt, and if you buy every shirt, then you are rich and give me some money. Buy my stuff. Sure, go ahead.
The Renegade has just wanted me to continue the rant I did for Ask Me Anything when we talked about the cartoons.
Right.
Apparently, Marvin the Martian can keep his gun,
which is bullshit. But whatever. It's
So I just want to throw that out there. Maybe on your next show I'll continue that rant, but it's in my head now.
There you go. All right. Teespring.com/store/Jeff Meacham Network. You can buy the shirt Mikey's wearing, the Meachamania shirt, which actually is in Bailey's mailbox waiting for her when she gets home. So that'll be cool to see her sporting the Meachamania shirt, and give the Jeff Meacham Network branded tapestry, the tank top, and the Meachamania tank tops, and so much more. Wrestling Rewind shirt. Greg, my other Greg Crufton, has my Rewind shirt in his shipping box ready to ship. Wow, Elmer Fudd style, ready to ship out to me. So I'll have that hopefully next week, so I can wear that on a future Rewind, maybe even this week's Rewind. We'll see what happens. Anything else anybody wants to plug before we wrap it up?
Follow me on Twitter at LBStatKid1977. Send me questions. Send me topics you want me to rant about. And definitely buy the Step Away Proof shirt.
There you go. Simple as that. Greg, anything else for you, sir?
No, I think you covered the litany of it, and let's see if I, in fact, can get to 1,000 days as champion.
December 4th. Dun, dun, dun. We'll see you guys next week on the Jeff Meacham Network.